Hello everyone and welcome to another MKM draft with a rather easy first pick. Incinerator of the Guild is just a A+ level card. It's a ridiculous bomb. Now it is a 6 mana, which is like the only thing that speaks against it. Sometimes you have games where you don't have enough lands to play this, even if you happen to draw it. But after that, at 6 power trampler is very easy to make deal combat damage to a player, and once you do, you probably at that stage of the game have some stuff in your graveyard for collect evidence, and then you can just wipe. You can just wipe their board, and that's that. All right, Galvanize is fine too. The Word Soul's Rage is not that amazing. Long Goodbye is good. The problem with this is that it's 4 mana deal 2, 4 mana deal 3. It goes to face if you have a lot of mana, but this is not my second choice out of this pack. It would be Galvanize or the Long Goodbye, but of course Incinerator, easy pick, and I really want to be here right now. I have another option for the World Soul's Rage. This thing is not good, so you can forget about it. I mean, not in limited, but of course we are talking about limited in a draft event. Well, I basically see only a couple of options. There's some black. You could take either of these removal spells. And you could take the World Soul's Rage, and because I already am interested in ramping to 6, I could maybe be like a red-green ramp-focused deck with a good payoffs. I can take the Scapegoat or the Person of Interest too. But I guess I could maybe now. I mean, I could take red, but okay, fine, this is a red, let's take it, and let's get disappointed, or maybe let's get surprised how good this is, and then I know better, later in the draft format if this is a card worth playing, but it's, as a removal spell, it's not good. The land clause barely matters. It can matter, but it barely matters. As a removal spell, it has versatility, but it's really expensive. 5 mana to deal 3 is not great. But the bonus here is, of course, that you can target it. You can target a player, and that, of course, is great if you win the game with that. But if you have, you have to have a lot of mana for that to matter. Now, this pack, of course, is very easy Galvanize, so let's just pick that and move on. And of course, I'm not by any means going to be locked into the green here, especially because I don't see any decent green here. Should I take a Meddling Youths? There's still the slice from the shadows. Gadget Technician. 4/5 Haster is nice, but I have already a 6-drop in the deck. Maybe the Technician should be the pick here. I like the 4 mana option at getting at the flyer and the 3/2 at 4, assuming I have the blue mana, but I'll take that. And here we have a murderer. We have a call a surprise witness. Sudden setback. I do like this thing quite a bit, but I just passed the white card, but it was a 5-drop. I could take the red herring, but I actually, with the Incinerator, I'm thinking that I maybe will be more like a late game focused deck than the aggressive deck. I could also just take the Sanitation Automaton, or maybe I'll just take the Murderer. Black has been rather open, so let's now give it a chance. I mean, the Murderer is a totally fine card. And here we have a Shock versus Stuff. That's not gonna be as good. I like the Sample Collector, but there's no guarantee I'm even playing green, and there is definitely a guarantee that I'm playing red, and Shock is good interaction. Good interaction until I get to my 6-drop, but of course I have only one 6-drop. This might be the bottom card of the deck, so I won't be getting my game plan so that it's all about this dragon here. Okay, here the gadget there's not that many artifacts in this format, so I'm not taking that. Person of Interest, on the other hand, is just really good, so I'll take that. I don't mind the chases on, but I'll take the 4-drop. The Conspiracy Unraveler. Oh boy. It is really expensive. But I guess I could play it. You know, sometimes you actually have the collect evidence 10 up, so once you resolve this, you may immediately play one other spell from your hand if you have one. Okay, I'm taking the Conspiracy Unraveler because I already have the Gadget Technician. And, oh, that actually would work in the black version of the deck. I'm taking this, but I'm not sure if I'm playing the black, but this is a good one to have in case I open like a black bomb rare. But now with the 6 and 7 drop, I could easily play like the 3 mana rock. It wouldn't be that bad of a play. Here I will take the Scapegoat, but I think it's really not what this deck tries to do, but who knows, maybe it's okay. Crocodile. I guess I can turn this face up with just blue, so I'm taking this. There's also the there was the blue. I kind of completely dismissed the blue card from that pack. It was a playable one for sure. I think it gives you like a clue token and an O3. Isn't that the case? I'm pretty sure it does. So early defensive stuff. Because this deck definitely wants to survive to the late game. So maybe I was supposed to take that, but I guess the Crocodile isn't the worst. Now I have some expensive things to ramp to, and now I just need to have some some way to survive until I can hit the opponent with my expensive stuff. But with the second Galvanize here, it's easy. Again, you have to cast an artifact spell for this thing to do good stuff. I have no artifact spells. It's not that great. I think I first picked this in my first draft of the format, but I didn't realize at that point that there really isn't that many ways to get the investigate trigger happen. But I'm happy to take the Galvanize here. And okay, there's a Judith now all of a sudden. What else do we have here? Gadget Technician. I think this is like them. This is now where I have to make the decision about black, green. No, what am I talking about? Red, blue, and red, black. I'm taking the Technician if I want to be the blue deck. But I have a Murder and the land here, which I really like. And I have a lot of triggers for this thing. I'm going to go with the black now. I hope I don't get something amazing. And of course I can play the Technician even without access to blue. But it's much better if you have access to blue. Alright. I guess this pack... well, I'm not taking this. Definitely not. But I will take the Repeat Offender just to have some 2-drops here. And the best card in the pack is probably the Radical or the Vampire here. Neither of which I'm gonna play in this deck. So let's take the Offender to have a 2-drop. And Torch the Witness. Another one of these. Some blue stuff, but I kind of abandoned blue. Red Herring. It's just not the kind of deck where I'm interested in having the Red Herring. I want my 2-drops to be able to block. So let's do this, another removal spell. Oh, Deadly Complication. I think I have a lot of removal now, which is great for the game plan in here. Judith and the Dragon are the payoffs. Alright, well that's an easy pick. And Bystander, yep, that is what I'm doing. This Bustle is not important for me here. I'll take the 2-drop. And there's a green producing dual land. I'll take that. Maybe I want to play a survey land that enters tapped, I don't know, but there's also a chance to actually splash for this thing. But I'm not gonna do that with just one fixing. I will cut the Unraveler, the Crocodile. Technician might still be in the deck. Eliminator, I'll take that, but I have a lot of expensive things. I'm not sure if I can play that. Public Thoroughfare. Well, I'm definitely not playing the Coroner or the other stuff in here, so I can take this if I want to splash for something, and it's also a way to cast this thing on turn 4. Alright, Go Hound. I would rather take than the pump spell. I have so much removal that I don't really need pump spells. Taking the 1-drop here. Anything green here? Well, this is like a double green card, so no. Well, all this expensive stuff. I'm not really playing this one either, so let's take the braggart here. But it's probably not going to be played. Do I want to make the opponent discard stuff? I'll take this. I can block it with it once because you can play this post combat. Alright, Galvanize, Shock, and the Soul Enervation. Pretty nice. I think I still take that cheap card that deals 3. No, that's like 2, 3, 4 toughness. But this costs double compared to this. And 2 is more expensive than 1, but you know, the additional damage here does matter more. So let's take the Galvanize. Also, the enchantment doesn't actually trigger Judith for what it's worth. Cursed to Kill. I actually think I just need the 2-drop here. The Magnifying Glass I would maybe play. Now that I don't have this 7-drop here, maybe it's not that high importance anymore, but I might consider it. But let's just take a 2-drop for now. Lightning Helix, but I'm not going to splash for white in here. What does this deck look like? I was thinking about the automaton, but I could take the sideboard option, or I could even take the person of interest here. I like the sideboard option, but maybe I get it later. I'll take the person of interest. This I don't think is too important here. Okay, I'll take the 4-drop. And here, Escape Tunnel versus nothing particularly important, so let's take it. I guess I have the option to play the green card now. I have the fixing. Festerleach Agent, Rotfarm Mortipede. I'm gonna take a cheap card here, not the red herring number 2. Maybe the agent is fine. Festerleach is not bad, but okay, I'll take this. Okay. Magnifying Glass now also as an option. Maybe I don't need it though. Maybe I do. Do I need the land? Not. Probably not. I'll take the sideboard card after all. And here I have the chase is on. Polygraph Orb. 20 gems. I have so few. Okay, well I don't have few creatures anymore. Maybe the chase is on is actually what I want to play. Okay, fine, let's take one of these. And here another Thoroughfare, but there's also a Bystander and a Strider here. I think I will play maybe 1 Thoroughfare, but not 2. And I'll take the Bystander. And here... I'll just take a random uncommon. I don't think I care about any of that. And here I can take the Expose the Culprit, which I won't be playing. And here I think the draft is done, but I have the cards I need, so it's fine. Confiscation and another 5-drop. I don't need the 5-drop, so I'll take the Confiscation. And a Felonious Rage. I'll just put the cards that I can consider playing in the main deck. And this is main deckable, but maybe not for this deck. So I'm not gonna have it here. I will play the Chases On because it actually is a 2 for 1. And with the amount of removal I have, I actually can play these kind of clue producing effects that give me a kind of they give me a 2-for-1, but it costs a bunch of mana. But with the amount of removal, the game has the likelihood to last for quite a bit, and I have time to crack my clues. So the remaining cards in here, I don't think I'm gonna play them. But the big question is the World Souls Rage going to be played or not? I didn't get the 3 mana rock, but I guess it's not that important. Maybe I can even play the Brackard because yes, this is 3 5-drops and 1 6-drop. But I also have a lot of removal that buys me time. So even if I don't have my 5th land on turn 5, the game might still be very far from over, which means that I can, wait until I find my 5th land. And the scapegoat is, by the way, that's gonna go away. This is not the kind of deck that cares about the scapegoat. The Go-Hound is... Let's see how many disguise things. How many triggers can I have from it? Okay, this is the only disguise creature. Interesting. I actually don't have a lot of 3s here now. I didn't even pay attention. Usually you will always get a lot of disguise. But not in this deck, no. I think I will try the World Souls Rage, because I have the district here, and I have the tunnel, and I will add 1 basic forest to the deck, and the thoroughfare with the basic forest. That is 4 ways to get the red green mana, and I'm not really interested in this card until later in the game when I have access to a lot of land, so I will have time to find the green. So I think I will play it. Let's put it to the like a 6-drop slot here. And maybe I will play the Brackard too. I will definitely play 17 lands, but yeah, let's see now. This triggers only when a creature with power 2 or less enters. Now this is actually double triggers. It's not like once per turn. This is always when such a creature enters. So this is like 2 cards that give me double triggers. And then this will give me 1 trigger when I disguise it. And of course all my 2s. That's like what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a decent number of triggers. But this is the kind of deck that doesn't actually care about the 1/1 menace. Surveil is nice, but you still pay 1 card for a 1/1 menace. Now this can be an amazing card in some decks. The ones that really just want to win quickly. But I have so much removal and late game power that I don't need to win quickly. I will cut the Go-Hound. This is also like usually at least a... So this is 2 mana deal 2, 3 mana deal 4, 4 mana deal 6. And you get the clue token quite often from this. But I think I can put it to the 4-drop slot now. And this is now, the number of 2-drops in the end is actually quite decent. Because I picked these 2 ones quite late. And I have triple galvanize and 1 shock, so that's a bunch of things to do early in the game. Now, am I crazy enough to play a Cerebral Confiscation at 2 copies? I think I will play 1, because this is actually like a control deck, given the removal I have. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 9 removal spells. Did I count the dragon? I guess I shouldn't really count this as removal. This is just game. Usually you win the game if this hits once. But yeah, a lot of removal. Which means that making them discard cards. I kind of like the idea of making them discard cards, even though this thing does cost you tempo. But I think I will cut one of them. It's still quite slow and clunky. You can make them discard 2, and you can also choose 1 card from there. Okay. That is that. And this is still 13 creatures, so I can play the chases on. It's also quite okay with these. This will be suspected. Also, this can get suspected too if I sink the mana on it. And then, of course, the +3/+0 and first strike is pretty great when the opponent is double blocking. This is the deck. Let's add the lands. So yeah, in the end I do play this. But I think it makes sense. I can use my removal to hit the 5 mana and this works as removal. I have some food to feed for it. For example, of course, the agent, but also the this creates 2 creatures, so I can eat one of them. This creates me an extra creature, so I will have enough good things to eat for it. And you can, always eat this itself. So you will have a 5 mana sorcery speed exile target creature if you sacrifice this eliminator itself. Unless they, remove it in response, but that's like a very unusual situation. So this is green, 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 add 1 forest. That is 4 ways to get green. I don't think any of my actual card gives me colored mana of any kind, but I get some clue tokens for extra draws. I get some surveil. Well, I guess if I get to play this, I already have my green mana, but this can surveil into more, closer to the green source if I happen to have the rage in my hand. But yeah, this is now 1, 2, 4 red and 3 black. So let's add 1 swamp. This is now an even amount of red and black. I do have a lot more red cards, but I also have early black drops. Double black here, double black here. So I think I'm just gonna add now 5 more swamps, 6 more mountains, and this should be decent amount of red. This is indeed 10 ways to get red mana, 9 ways to get black mana, and still 4 ways to get the green for this one green card, which I think I like in this deck because with this removal the game is likely to last pretty a long time, and then of course the longer the game goes, the better these kind of X spells, they scale up very nicely. So that's good. There's also something to consider with Judith and the Towards the Witness, because I was on the receiving end once, and it was on a recorded video, I think, too. You can give the spell Death Touch and Lifelink, and this can deal, if X is equals to 5 for it. Let's say you play this on turn 5 and you have the 6th land. On turn 6, I play this at X equals 5, 10 damage will be dealt, and this will be, with the lifelink, 10 life. Also the regular burn spells too, can be quite good. They are just straight up kill spells with the Death Touch and Lifelink. Kill spells that gain me some number of life. But yeah, this is the deck. Let's see how the games go. Okay. It is an awkward hand. I do have a surveil here. But I have 10 ways to get black mana. I have only 1 black card. 9 ways to get black mana. But I have most of my cards that are red. And I guess I do have the rage and the green source for it. I have the shock for the early game. If I get any land, I can only play the chases on, which is not good enough, but I'm still gonna keep it because I think I have a lot of cheap things to draw into. Huh. I can actually play this thing because I will most likely end up sacking it. But in the meanwhile, I can get a few life points away from them. It might matter because of the World Source rate, assuming I get some number of lands. Okay, sadly, I didn't get to. Okay, good. Oh boy. I got the 6 drop. I wanted to sack this. I actually didn't expect them to kill it, but understandably, if they have the extractor confession, that was a totally reasonable play by them. I would be sacking this anyway, because they were nowhere close to a collect evidence 6, but yeah, I wanted to get the extra draw there, definitely, to hit my land drops. Well, now this is inconvenient. Shock doesn't kill this thing. I think this might be game over because I kept a risky hand and really got bad draws after that. And I was really... if I did surveil this thing, it would have been much better. Let's get rid of this guy before they get any free surveils. Okay. Well, not drawing any land in 4 draw steps is, of course, a little bit unlikely already, so it wasn't supposed to be that bad. Nice galvanize. Five draws. I'll of course block the non-menace guy. I get a clue if it's a big thing that survives the combat. Okay, it was the flyer, but I get the clue still. Well, I'll wait with the galvanize, of course. If there's no target for it. I mean, I can deal 5 if I can combine it with the sacking the clue on the same turn, but assuming it's my turn, or not on their opponent's turn, but yeah, I think it is game over because I was so far behind. I mean, I'm so far behind here thanks to the land situation, and they have played spells every turn, so they haven't really missed out on plays. Okay, let's go to next game. That was Branch of Vidugazi. So green, black with a blue splash of some kind. Well, the orangutan, I didn't see any target for it. So yeah, this is all fine. Let's just go to a game where I can draw lands. There we go. Swamp. Yeah, I'll keep it now. I have another surveil. If I see a land from that too, maybe then I will choose to not have it. Well, that I'm keeping. I have 4 lands already. Case of the stashed skeleton. Ah, that's really good. Oh, that's disgusting. They get a demonic tutor in this game. So this gets solved when they have no skeletons. AKA this thing. Either I keep taking the 2 damage or I kill it and they solve it. And they have a demonic tutor. That is a really, really, really good rare. I wonder how am I supposed to... I'm supposed to kill this, pay the ward. Savior. And then on the next turn I can... Well, actually I have only 2 red, so I can't galvanize and make this go face up. So I do hope I'm getting... a untapped land here. Put a +1/+1 counter on target suspected creature you control. Not relevant right now. I think this time I'm going to let them block with that thing, and if they choose to not block, I'll just use a Galvanize. Because I'm gonna get my 1-1 here regardless. But they didn't block, so I'm gonna kill this. And that was a Stalker. So this is gonna get me a... I have the green, so I'm just going to get a mountain. Then I can play the bracket. They're equipped, so they are only having 2 mana. Okay, so no other place. Yet they could still have an instant. Of course they have mana priorities because of the rope is a clue and they can sack it for a card, but I think I'm going to try to keep the race on. Now the braggart is just a mana efficient play. I fear they will have a murder for it. The other option is to flip this face up and play the repeat offender, but that's not efficient use of mana. I would have 1 mana left over and I'd rather play my thing here. I will of course have to let them get the demonic tutor at some point, but I'm not there yet. They also didn't use the 2 mana for anything, so I wonder what they're having in their hand with the amount of cards in their hand. They have 2 colors with 5 mana total, and the best thing they had is to equip that thing. That must be drawn this turn. So here I will be now. I will be of course giving this the menace. Because now I can make it into a 6/6 with the complication, and I can even make it so that it won't be suspected anymore if I want it to be blocking. Let's do this now though. Deal 1 extra damage. Get the 1/1. They actually take this. Wow. Well, I'm just playing this. I don't think I'm gonna be dead on the next turn with 2 blockers and 10 life versus what I'm seeing here. I mean, this just somehow they didn't really... I killed the other stuff other than the skeleton here. Well, I'm gonna block here. So this skeleton has been the only thing dealing damage to me, and I'm actually winning the race because I have more stuff all of a sudden. Okay. Well... This is a total of 7. So what I'm supposed to do here is that... yeah, I don't have mana to pump this and then use the complication on this thing and pay the ward. I would need 8 mana for that. Because that would be great. I would be able to make this guy into a... I guess I can make it without using anything. I mean, I can make this into a 3 power creature, so... Let's first see if they are going to be able to do anything here. I mean, they have only 2. I don't think they can beat, because they need to deal... They can block the... Okay, yeah, that's nothing. They can block the 3/2, but they still need to deal with both of these, so it's not going to... I mean, I guess if they deal with one of these, it's not gonna be lethal, but then, you know, they lose this and they are almost, I guess if they had like some pump spells, they could have dealt 7 somehow to me, but it's not that likely. But I of course could have gone to kill this and just give this an extra counter. But with the 2 mana up, maybe there's nothing for 2 mana that would have helped them. Alright, well, I go to game 3 now. Stalker and the Savior. There's nothing I can do about the case there. No artifacts other than the rope, but I'm not going to have the orangutan just because of that. I think I still like the stuff I have here, so even the one of confiscation. So let's have the same deck. Okay, 3 lands, all the colors, and a mana curve. What is not to like? They mulligan. So I can shock something. Oh, they go to 5. Ooh, that's bad. Okay. That's definitely bad. I can actually tap these on turn 3 if I want to by playing the Thoroughflare. They do have the skeleton though. I'm almost convinced I should actually just kill it right away, because this is gonna deal a bunch of damage. I'm gonna let them have the demonic tutor because they already mulligan to 5. And I don't wanna keep taking the damage. So yeah, the mana efficient thing to do is to play this, do this, and play the bystander. They go and get any card, but it could be just a land or something. Well, they are thinking, of course, they have the entire library to choose from. I'll pause until they're ready. Okay, they used quite a bit of time, but they found something. Of course, I have no clue, because you don't have to reveal a card when you search for any card without any you know, restrictions. All right. I think that they have a green. This could be the one that gets them a land, but other than that, my turn here is a little unexciting if I let them block. Because I do have 2 galvanizers, I'm going to go for this. I do hope it's not the land, because that's kind of a 2-for-1, but oh well. That worked. It is the Savior. They cycle that, alright. And now I get to deal damage, which is gonna matter now that I drew the rage here. I actually got to deal with their Lifelinger and got to deal extra damage. Now I'm going to, yeah, well, definitely playing the Bracker this turn, so I'm gonna let them block. And that one was Stalker, okay. And I got my 5/5. Oh, they have a counter spell. Nope. Another land cycler. Stomper. No, Topiary Panther. Not the Topiary Stomper, that's a different thing. Alright, so oh, I won't be needing that probably. If I draw 2 cards somehow, with this red herring actually it would have been possible. I can sack this on my own turn, then this deals 5. Well, it's in the graveyard. Excuse me. I think I'm still gonna attack with the bystander into it. I will finish off with the galvanize, get my clue, And I'm gonna suspect this other guy so they don't even have the option to trade with it. And I should draw the card. Oh, okay, actually they... No, I'm gonna draw the card immediately. It doesn't matter now that I get to deal 5, but I wanna see if it's a land. I will play the land. No lands in the graveyard. Oh, the deck has at least 2 of these, and these are rares. That's pretty nice. Anyway, I have won the game now. Because this is 5 plus 4. No need for the dragon. Yeah, that's a pretty sweet rare as a 2 of. It's a great 2-drop. Great 2-drop, and having 2 of them is really nice. But this is the game where they mulligan to 5. No lands. Let's mulligan this. And this is a keep. I won't be needing the rage. I have this incinerator to win with, assuming the opponent can't kill it. That is a very nice one to hold back the bystander. But I guess the longer the game goes, the better it's for me. Black and white. Should I shock it right away? Because if they have like a trick I can galvanize, but I think it's not what I want to do. I'm gonna do this. And well, I kinda hope that they go to a very low number of cards in hand. And then I can use the incinerator and they have to like top deck an Osprey. That thing can give them like 2/1/1s and stuff like that. I'm just gonna do this. I drew the murder, so if I get the second black source, I can even murder the next one. Well, the gatekeeper is something I'm happy to get rid of before they get to. Yeah, they could even just, you know, re-trigger this investigate. They are done holding this guy back, so they have another one. Okay. It's unfair to make the opponent exile stuff from their hand when they have mulligan to 5. But let's see if they have... And this bystander is really bad against the 1/1 and the 1/2. I need to figure out my sideboarding a little bit. But a lot depends on if the incinerator can be... I mean, if it attacks without... I mean, if they... Okay, that's a good one too. But I have a lot of instant sorceries for triggers. So a lot depends on if this is gonna be... Well, first of all, they might just have an agent number 2 and I get to exile this. Wow. But of course, they can have a murder or they can have the white removal options. I'm actually getting a clue token with the bystander now, because even if they save their own guy, I'm gonna take 3 damage here. So let's draw a card, and I pretty much have to, because look at the amount of damage they have. I do need to take the 8. I hope this will... I can collect evidence, total of 5 here. So, I mean, the Judith is good, but... So if they have removal, Judith will not be killed. And I go to 6. And then I can still play this after that. and maybe not die, unless they have a removal and another creature. So I could have this as a removal bait. But this has menace anyway, this will attack. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this, and if I lose, they might have even like the edict effect or whatever. I need to have this incinerator survive. But then again, if it doesn't survive, it is a really unfair 6-drop, so it's kind of fair that the opponent, who is winning this game by a mile, that they don't, lose to just this one card. Now the only question is that they have basically, with these colors, they can give, if they have 2 cards that add 2 power, which is possible, I could be taking here 12 damage, which is not enough to kill me. And if they do have something else, like Case of the Gorgon's Kiss, and there's a Death Touch and Lifelink spell too, I cannot block here. I cannot risk the incinerator. Okay, they have it. They have it, so game is now over basically, because I do wonder why they attacked. Do they have the Case of the Gorgon's Kiss in there? Well, anyhow. Judith isn't actually doing much, because it will only trade with the Meddler. If I don't block the Meddler, I will die. So, same applies here. I mean, I guess... Well, there's still a way if I... Yeah, let's do this and exile it to deal with the Meddler. And then what I need to draw is a... And first of all, I need them to have absolutely nothing. And then I need to draw a Galvanize for the Judith, so I can kill this and then I have a blocks on the agent. But let's see if I get dealt with right away. Nope. And then I need to Galvanize. Oh, they have a Taser. Well, that is pretty much game over. Oh, now that's unfair. I guess I don't exactly die. No, I do actually die. They're gonna get the 1/1 flight. I have to kill the Taser. I get a 2/2. Or I can give this thing a lifelink, which means I go to 5. I mean, that is the way to try to survive. I hate to show everything I have here, but I guess it doesn't really affect the sideboarding too much. Yeah. I actually have to gain the life here. Otherwise I will die. I can block the agent. And yeah, I don't have enough blockers otherwise. I need to gain the life. They get the flyer and I am going to have to... I go to 2 now, assuming they have nothing, which is a really, really wide assumption given that they have 4 cards in their hand. Okay, is there any card that can help me here? There's nothing. I will go to... Do they still have something to play? I go to 1 now. Okay, well they for some reason attack with this. I can't even block the other 2, but... I guess it's... Aha, they had the Case of the Gorgon's Kiss, so that is the card. That is the reason they attacked into my incinerator first. Well, good to keep that in mind. So, any artifacts there? I at least have a lot of answers for Teysa. I think Shock is like my only removal spell that doesn't kill it. So Teysa won't be too big of a problem. This is annoying though. This will save one of their creatures from removal. So I guess I have to deal with their face down creatures when they don't have 1 and white up. Okay, any reason to change something? I don't have a lot in here, like another discard spell is a thing, but I don't really think it's that good. Yeah, I'm just going to have the same deck in here. Okay, I'm gonna have this because I have a little bit of an aggro start in here, and then I can crack this for a card. Hopefully. Okay. I don't like that one bit. Well, let's see if they go for the blocks. No, well, I'm gonna kill it then. Although I don't get a clue token if I don't deal excess damage. They will get a clue token. I'll cancel it then. I could have cracked this to hope to draw a land, but... blah. I'd rather add to the board and draw the land on the next turn naturally, right? I would want to use this with x equals 2 here. Ah, sure, I can raise. Although if they play a blocker, I'm not going to... okay. Okay. It's rare into rare. Now my deck has some nice rares too, but... well, this was a good one. I'm gonna torch that. So if I would have blocked there, they would not... yeah, I maybe was supposed to play around it, but... oh well. I'm getting a clue in here. They get a clue in there, but I get to deal 4. Maybe the bracket can help me win. Well, they get only 1 clue per turn, but I mean they're gonna block with the repeat offender, right? So maybe I'm supposed to just crack my heron for now. I will crack it. I guess I could have attacked to see how they block. A little foolish of me. There was no reason to do it pre-combat. There was no card that would have made me make a different kind of... I mean, I wouldn't have attacked with this thing at all. But it was quite likely they would have blocked with the offender because they were gonna get a clue in there, but... oh well. Okay, so this thing exiles, and this is when a thing dies. Okay. Am I going to be using mana for this repeat offender? I think this eliminator will sack the bystander anyway. I mean, I might as well block with the bystander, but... well, okay, if they have a pump trick, I will get a clue. Let's do this. Yep. And then I will be... That says sacrifice an artifact or creature. I actually forgot it totally. Yeah. So is the creature gonna be more valuable? I think it is, compared to a random card. So let's sacrifice a clue token instead. And I do have the murder for that offender if they start pumping it. They are also only at 12 right now. Meddler. Their deck, by the way, is pretty strong. This is like only good cards here. Yeah, so they can make this into a 4/3, and it would kill both of these guys. Yeah, I'd rather actually take the 3 here and try to put the race on. Can't imagine them pumping the creature when they can sack a clue instead. Oh, they actually go for the maximum damage here. Oh, well, what does that mean? Well, I'm willing to trade the Eliminator with the Meddler, so let's do that. They are gonna go for the... I think they have more pumps. They could have the +2/+1 for every one of their creatures. Well, I'm gonna murder and do this. Let's first... Yeah, let's first surveil here. I mean, this gets me the forest, but I don't have the green card, so I guess I will not keep that there. Yeah, if I play this, I have a blocker, but I kinda want to kill this offender. I could have cracked the clue right away, but I think it's more valuable to save it for now. Okay, now they draw a card. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature okay, with power 2 or less, so this will get +1/+0 when death touch. It's probably not going to matter. Although, well, I do need to deal with the offender, so I have to use the murder on that thing. I guess there's like a small chance that this is gonna change my... It's not really. So, I'm taking 2 here. It's fine. Oh, I was... I guess I mean, they get a free surveil now. I could have... But no, sorry. I was never gonna murder this. But I could have murdered this, but then that might affect how they attack. So I think I like the idea that the meddler will be traded with the offender here. I don't need to... I don't really have time to pump this anyway, so... Let's do this. And murder this thing. Go to 9 only. Now the sad thing, of course, is that I can't attack into the leech. Well, I can, but it won't be much. Okay, they get their 3 or more creature cards were put into graveyard from anywhere. So they actually, because they were able to surveil a guardian away, that was the 3rd one. Ah, come on. Alright. Sure. That was ridiculous. They got the 1/1 4/4 Death Touch lifelink. It's really ridiculous. And I can only deal 3 with this, and they have their important things have for for toughness. Oh, are they going to? That's odd, I would say. But I guess that means they have something. Well, they have something then. I will do this. I will trade. It's kind of annoying. No, I'm not going to do this. Can I go to 3? Should I block this thing and then galvanize it? Maybe I'm doing that. Fine. Yeah, sure. Death Touch lifelink. Investigate. Well, I will go to 7 and they will not have anything else than the Inspector, plus whatever they play this turn. Go Hound. Okay, I can make them discard their stuff at least. That's 2 power on the battlefield. No cards in hand for them. Target opponent reveal discards 2 cards. Okay, they have like a multiple toxin analysis. Right, okay. So I can take a few attacks. I know I can just block the Inspector if I really want to. But I don't want to do it. I want to see 1 card that I draw. Then I will do it. Okay, well. Because of the Menesca, I don't want to. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I think if I trade this away now, the Menesca will still be dealing a lot. If I now draw a creature, I can at least, threaten the double block. Okay, I think that's pretty much game over now, because they got the spell first and before me, and the shock here is. It's not even going to matter. Let's try to kill this. Maybe it costs 6 to turn face up, but I think this is most likely going to be something they can save by flipping it, or at least they get something good out of this. Well, that is very good. Surveil and a clue. Yeah, they won the top deck war, and they had a slight advantage even before that, so that's that. So now they need to hit like an incredible pocket of lands, which is possible, but if they have another spell for this turn. Yeah, there's nothing I can do, not with the lands at least. Okay, I have the mana and, well, no creatures but some interaction, and I guess I can make them discard too. They mulligan, so that's already gonna be good for the discard business. Okay, so they kept 6 cards, and I'm keeping this because I get another Surveil out of it, and I have some cards that require a bunch of mana. Mask Maker? Not gonna galvanize that. Okay, that I don't need. So they can now play a face down spell at 2 mana, but this is just a 1/2. It's not very high impact card. I'll just make them discard 2. I'd rather make them discard 2 than choose 1. They have only 4 left, so this is better this way. Okay, 2 actual spells. Okay, and I'm still at 16 because this thing only deals 1, and now I can play an actual creature. And I can actually make with the complication, I can make the other creature into this into a 3/3, and if I want to, I can make it no longer suspected, thanks to deadly complication. Alright, they have 1 card left. I have 2 removal spells. The Judith, of course, will be pretty fantastic, but will require 1 more mana. One of my guys can't block, so the 2/1 menace will be attacking, and of course I will play block the face down card, and the Mask Maker doesn't even have an attack now. So basically they can attack for 2, and if they want to trade this with my 2/2, it's pretty fine. Oh, they did not even attack with the offender. I think they forgot that the person of interest cannot actually block. Now that I did not draw a land, my options are limited. I am thinking about... I feel like I want to deal with this before they... This could be like the 3/4 flyer, and then I would have to use the complication on it. I'm gonna do this now before they untap. If they want to sink mana on the offender, be my guest. Maybe I was supposed to attack first. I don't think they can turn this face up with 1 red, and I don't think there's a 1 red costing toughness adding pump spell. They could have the +2/+0 and it turns into a detective, but that is fine. But I think I was supposed to attack. I was kind of tempted to not attack because they maybe based on the decision to not attack with the offender. Yeah, they have that. They think that I can block with a person of interest. And it was the Basilica Stalker, so I'm happy with my decision. Okay, let's try it. I'm not going to attack with this guy, because maybe they don't make the attack. Just based on the observation I had on the previous turn. Because they should have attacked with the offender. I should be at 14 now. I had no blocks. Okay, that worked. Hey, this is not working now that the hand is already empty. So let's just do this. Did destroy this guy, and this will get a counter, and do I want to start a race? Well, actually I'm not attacking with my 3/3. I want to make it no longer suspected into a 1/2 and a 2/2 because I can't deal with them both. But I can attack with this, and that trade can happen. And now I have a blocker, actual blocker, it's no longer suspected. Alright. I think if I ever draw the 5th land, it's gonna be game over, but now of course I will attack. I have the Chase's Own and a Shock, but I would use the one that uses more mana, if they go for the double block, that is. I think I'll let them attack, and then end of their turn I might choose to shock something. Shock also goes to face though. Yeah. Okay. I think that's a lot of... Well, let's first attack. Attack with both. They might have just a land in hand, or maybe they do have a Galvanize. Nothing to... No way, I can save that. Alright. Well, I guess I'm going to use the shock then. And this time before taking damage. This will suspect up to one target creature. They don't have the 5 mana to sacrifice a suspected creature, so I will let them do all that. And I will kill the 2/2s with the shock and a galvanize. So let's do that. Just do this. Missing all the Judith triggers, but it doesn't really matter because I still have a lot of Judith triggers. And the opponent basically has to now top deck an answer for the Judith. And they did not. And can I make it a victory immediately if I... Well, no, because I can make them go to 1. Well, there's no need. Okay, I can play around a mass removal effect because black has destroy all creatures. I'm gonna give this, you know, this, and I'm gonna get this imp. So if this dies, they get 2 damage. So now they cannot actually rat the board because they will die to this trigger. I had to show this thing to them, but well, that is now game over. Let's go to the second one. Right, so black-red mirror. Toxin analysis. Well, I have a lot of instant speed removal to respond to the analysis. I don't think I want to change anything. I think 1 cerebral confiscation is kind of the sweet spot. I don't really want to remove board impacting plays just to add another copy of this. So let's go with the same deck. Okay, I have this nice hand. This gets me the black. And I have a galvanized complication person of interest as my kind of a 2, 3, 4. Just get the swamp right away. Of course I don't have the 4th mana yet, but I assume it's quite likely to draw that. It's now a 2/2 suspected creature. Well, it's going to be annoying to deal with, so I think I'll just galvanize it. I wanted to do it before they untap because they have the 1 mana thing that makes them the creatures to produce a 2/2 detective if it dies. Okay, this is well, suddenly the repeat offender doesn't seem so interesting because they have a 1/1. No double black, so I can't have murder up. I guess if they have another... Well, I'm not going to exile a land if they have another agent, so it doesn't matter which land I play here. I want to play the person on the next turn. Again, I can make this into a 3/3 not suspected creature on the next turn. But of course I have the incinerator here, which would win the game if they can't like murder it. And of course, if I am still alive once I find my 6th land. The bystander can trade with something, or it can maybe even produce me a clue token. Okay, do I draw a land? Yes, I do. So I do have the option to also kill this. On the other hand, if I kill this, I can play the bystander. So maybe I will be doing exactly that. But the question now is, do I want to make it no longer suspected? I think it's better. I'm not going to leave it as a blocker. They could have double blocked regardless there. They might have the case of the Gorgon's Kiss, by the way. I mean, not that. The 1 mana Death Touch and Lifelink and Investigating. I think that's a 1 mana. So it would be good with the agent, but I'm happy they didn't have it, because then I would have regretted the fact I made this no longer suspected. But let's see if they have a 5th land. Because if they do, I'm not blocking this guy. If they don't have a 5th land, this could still turn into the 1/4 blue-black thing, but none of that matters now because they tapped that stuff before combat. Alright, so now did I see a murder from them? I think I have to go with the incinerator here. I have a lot of evidence in here. Fine. Maybe they have the trick, because they have... Okay. Maybe they... Well, whatever, I'm gonna do this now. Let's see if this can connect. It was my first pick in the draft. His final match, but it's game 2. It still could go to game 3, so if this gets removed, I might have another chance to do its thing with it. But it's really like a... I mean, if this connects, I will most likely win. So the opponent has to have removal. Okay, I have to discard the murder, but now it's of course just... I mean, yeah, am I even gonna block there? I can take 6, because this will deal with the entire board. Yeah. Preventing 2 is not gonna matter here. I will collect evidence 3, that will be enough. Will it be enough though? I think it will be. I will see if it doesn't work. That's that, and the card they had was Basilica Stalker again. I don't have to... I mean, they could still have the 5 mana Rat from black. So there's no reason to play a creature if they... Because I'm winning, of course, with this board anyway. So the only way they can not lose is that they were at the board, so that's why I leave the Technician in my hand. Well, that was that. The entire event ended with my first pick doing the thing for the first time in the event, so I'm happy I got to do this, but it's of course a ridiculous rare. At least this one is a mythic rare, so there's few of these in the drafts, but this set has some pretty darn strong regular rares too, which are more commonly seen, of course, thanks to their, well, they are basically, regular rares are like twice as common as a mythic, or every mythic appears half as much as some specific rare. Alright, I lost the one match, but that was that. It was also a very good deck from the opponent, had a very high concentration of high quality cards, so it was really easy to lose that match. I think I finished off an opponent once with the rage, but it was a game where I was so much ahead that I would have won it with my creatures as well. But I do think the decision to play this card in this deck is okay. Thanks to the number of removal spells I have, this could easily be a late game X equals 8 damage to face or something like that. Yeah, this is pretty classic. Whenever the kind of removal, when removal is open, you can play the kind of a control deck which has a lot of removal, and you can just then usually in such decks you can play more of these expensive cards and these clumsy cards, because there will be more time to play the games. Alright, I don't think I have anything else to say about it, the deck, I mean, so let's claim this prize in here, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.